Whether it's by train, by car, or by foot, more and more people are moving around Utah cities and towns. Growth here has been consistent, and that trend is not expected to change.
We know that our population is going to come close to doubling over the next 30 years. With that huge growth that's coming, we have to think about where do we expect people are going to live? How are they going to get around? And we look at the market trends taking us out into the future.
Keeping our roads healthy is vital in protecting economic growth. Those 18-wheelers transporting the things we use and the foods we eat need access to the busiest city and the smallest town. Each community has its own transportation troubles, whether it's an old country road continually washed out by floodwater in Leeds, or a main thoroughfare congested with commuters in Layton. Planning experts say traffic delays would be twice as bad as they are today had we not invested in transportation. They say if no new investments are made, the hours of delay in the year 2040 will be 2.5 times higher than they are now. As highways and city roads bottleneck at rush hour, imagine what it will be like when the population doubles. Smaller cities like Gunnison may need a very different system than a large metropolitan area like Salt Lake City. Different communities are looking for different options.
Most people are going to drive their cars, and that's okay, but that's not what everybody wants. Some people want to take the train or take the bus. Some people want to ride their bikes. We have to provide those options to people.
But funding those options is another concern.
We raised the gas tax to pay for I-15 in Salt Lake County prior to the Olympics, and that was in 1997. We've not had any kind of gas tax increase for that long, 15 years, which is a long time. Most states and most planners count on something increase every 5 years or so. So we're way, way behind the curve.
For every dollar we put into the federal gas tax pot, we get $1 back. For every dollar we put into the state gas tax, we get 30 cents. And that money is split between cities and counties.
There are different pots of money, and sometimes those pots don't pour easily into the other pot, meaning that there are certain funds that are specifically allocated for transit projects, and you can't use those funds on local road projects.
Utah got some economic stimulus money in 2009 for roads and an infusion of federal cash before the Olympics, but money is harder to come by.
What we've got to do is plan on doing things ourselves, which means we've got to rethink not just the gas tax, but how we collect it.
The ability to build new roads has largely been exhausted through bonding that the state's done and local governments have done. The big issue and what's really been put on the back burner and is going to have to be addressed soon is how we deal with filling potholes and maintaining the current infrastructure that we have.
Unfortunately, for some very dilapidated roads, it becomes cheaper to rebuild than repair. Experts advise it's much more efficient to anticipate our future needs and create funding options now than wait till the asphalt crumbles.
If we put our heads in the sand and don't continue to make investments and stay ahead of the curve, traffic congestion is going to get much worse. Air quality is going to get much worse. It's going to negatively impact our economy, and ultimately it's going to hurt our quality of life.